One of the most common challenges that audio designers face when working on games is implementing 3D sounds. Sounds obvious, but I think it can't be taken for granted. If we're working on a first-person shooter or anything with a third-person camera, then implementing and simulating three-dimensional sounds is an inevitability. Working with Double Jump Audio over the years on various projects where there are busy gameplay sequences or unique spatialization challenges, I've experienced firsthand how important the accuracy of our 3D implementation can be to make sure our mix stays clean and audible whilst also affording our player depth and immersion. Let's say we're adding a 3D event to our game. We've designed the asset and now we're adding it to our middleware project. We'll create a 3D event and now we're automatically panning left and right and adjusting the volume based on the distance to the player. Perfect. However, there are so many more questions to answer. What if the player is standing in front or behind the sound source? What if there's an obstacle blocking them? What if it's traveling above or below the player? And then how can I be super accurate with the direction it's coming from and shape the sound to match this? How can I make sounds feel really close without simply just turning up the volume? And if you're asking these types of questions, then congratulations, you are thinking like a game audio pro. We're now diving into the topic of creating as much realism and depth of listening for our players. And in this video, I'm going to address some of these issues using the trueSpatial plugin suite from Atmoky. Their plugins provide a great way to tackle common spatial audio issues, such as lack of height perception or loss of clarity in complex mixes. Games that accurately describe 3D space aren't just automatically panning and rolling off volume over distance. They'll take into consideration height or elevation, as well as front and back, to create way more spatial awareness, self-presence, and as a result, way more pinpoint accuracy in terms of direction. Now, of course, this video isn't meant to criticize other methods. There are many ways to achieve strong 3D implementation, and we're very lucky for this. That said, Double Jump Audio have already started using these plugins in our workflow with some really cool results. So with that, let's dive into why Atmoky's solution is so successful. So I'm finishing off sounds for this fictitious game project, and I highly recommend you watch this video wearing headphones so you can truly hear the effects that I'm about to showcase. So let's start by adding Atmoky's spatializer to an event. Now, as soon as we add this, we're going to be introducing hidden value to our sounds. As you can see, Atmoky supports several different outputs for our audio. You can see it comes with its own binaural-based rendering for headphones and also supports output to various other loudspeaker setups. To quickly explain what binaural is, if you don't know, it's essentially how we're able to reproduce 3D sound through normal, everyday headphones. It takes into account that we have a head in between two slightly different ears, which shapes the way that we hear sounds in real life. This then tries to mimic this natural experience algorithmically. Another way to think of it is instead of spreading the sound across several different channels or speakers, which is usually just horizontally, we're treating the sound source for what it is, an object in a 3D space. If you focus on this deer eating as I move around it, notice where you can hear the sound source coming from as I change direction. Now, even if we had this source material as binaural recordings, they would be static recordings, meaning that we couldn't dynamically render them like we're doing right now, not without a bunch of custom attenuation tools that we'd have to create from scratch. Atmoky are conveniently putting this all into one plugin for us, which means I don't have to think about supporting any other output other than stereo in my middleware project. We'll do a quick A/B comparison with this projectile and explosion event, first using the standard spatialization that middlewares offer us, and then with Atmoky's to hear the difference. I will also turn my head as I shoot it so that we can hear it coming from a specific direction. And now with Atmoky. So instantly I get a greater sense of direction and accuracy as to where it's coming from. Let's dive into direction a little bit more. If someone's talking to us, there would be a difference in the sound depending on where they are facing and where we are facing. For instance, this wolf would sound differently if I moved behind it. The sound wouldn't be as loud and clear as it would be standing in front of it. This idea is particularly useful in, let's say, heavy combat sequences where we have to distinguish between which sounds are approaching the player and which aren't, or perhaps in a stealth game where we are eavesdropping in on a conversation and maybe we want to focus in on a specific person in a crowd of people. This again is very cleverly built into their spatializer here under Directivity. Now I can control how wide or narrow the sound is at the front of the emitter, or in other words, how directional it is. So there are 4 values here to play with. You can think of the inner angle as the frontal direction of the sound, and the outer angle as anything wider than that. Since this is a fairly small sound source, I might put the inner angle somewhere around 100, and turn down the outer angle to something close to 200 and see how that feels in the game. The next thing we can address is a subtle dampening or filtering of the sound as we move behind this wolf. For that reason, I'm going to turn up this low pass filter to something around 30%, let's say, and the gain reduction can go down a little bit as well. So as we move around the sound source, we should hear a significant change in presence and clarity as we move away from the front of the wolf. As we enter this next area, I want you to pay close attention to this bell above us on the gate. Notice how it sits within the ambisonics ambience that we have in the background, while still retaining its pinpoint accuracy. In this part of the level, we're going to focus on these fireflies, or these flying insects next. Each one of these is its own moving object with a looping instance of this event I have here in FMOD. The near field effects values over here are what we're going to focus on next. They're going to add even more detailed positional information for moving objects that are very close to the listener. So for context, if an insect was several meters away, we would only be interested in the direction from which it is coming from. But as we approach them, sound behaves and interacts with us in a slightly different way. So with distance, we can control when the player starts to hear these sort of sense of intimacy that we're going to mix in. And then we have the gain to add a little automated boost, as well as the bass boost to help with that sense of intimacy as we get very close to the sound. Lower frequencies are naturally amplified as we get close to a sound source, which is going to help us with making these fireflies feel like they're buzzing right up against our skin. This time we're also going to add one more plugin from their suite called the externalizer, which works great in tandem with their spatializer, just to enhance that sense of sounds flying around our heads, especially for a headphone experience. So let's hear all of this in action. As a final note, we can be even more efficient when it comes to using the externalizer by putting all of our binaural events into one mixer group here and adding just one instance of the externalizer here in the mixer. So there you have it. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll go away thinking about your next work in 3D implementation. Considering that once panning and distance has been described, there's still a world of immersion left for us to find solutions for. As an audio director, if I can find a way to speed up my workflow and add value to the project and to my clients, then I'm all for it. At the same time, I think Atmoky trueSpatial is a great way to understand what we might be leaving on the table in terms of spatialization. Like taking into account direction of both the listener and the emitter, how sound changes if it travels above or below us, and what it sounds like if it surrounds us, getting closer to that pinpoint directivity that Atmoky plugins afford us. Understanding how each of these questions is important to the game's context will get us closer to reinforcing the gameplay experience intended by our developers. My recommendation is to download the trial version of the Atmoky plugin suite, where you'll get some demo scenes so you can try everything that I've gone through in this video for yourselves. That's it. Thank you for watching and happy 3D audio spatial implementing.